Welcome to the Art of Classiness Podcast, a show where we redefine what it means to be a classy lady. And sometimes it's messy. I'm Robin.
And I'm Deborah, two friends turned classy ladies who are here to discuss life's ups and downs, navigating the complexities of adulthood, and how the gift of friendship is essential to belonging.
Today, we're diving into some wild, awkward, and surprisingly relatable stories from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. We're talking about secret recordings, unexpected house guests, past hookups turned friendships, and whether or not you have to reveal every detail to your significant other.
These situations raise some tricky questions. When are you protecting your peace? And when are you crossing a line? Could you have boundaries and secrets in adult relationships? And is it ever okay to stir the pot just a little?
As always, we'll break it all down with our usual mix of honesty, humor, and maybe a little side-eye. And we want to hear from you, too. Who do you think was in the wrong?
So follow along, give us your feedback, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
What's up, classy ladies and gentlemen? Deborah, we have quite the check-in today. We've both gone on some lovely vacations. Tell me about yours.
Yeah, and we went on very different vacations, you and I.
We did.
We were in completely different climates. So yes, I went to Myrtle Beach with my boys, and we were super lucky because the forecast before we went there looked like it was going to rain and thunderstorm every single day. And we got maybe 5 whole minutes of rain the entire time we were there, and it was full sun. So you know what? Who needs weather data anymore when you can just roll with the punches every day, which is what we did. And yeah, we had a really, really fun time. We were staying in what turned out to be a great hotel. There was 3 different pools that the boys could, swim. There was a little lazy river, and we were right on the beach. So really easy to just kind of go back and forth between the beach and the ocean, which we did. And Myrtle Beach just has a lot of family-friendly activities, just constant, things for us to do, all of it with premium price tags.
Of course.
Really was not mentally and fiscally prepared for this vacation, if I'm being honest. But you know what? We will just deal with those credit card statements later. We're not going to look at them right now, And you can't buy memories. And I will tell you, my youngest son is just the biggest sweetheart in the world. And we got to the hotel room, opened the curtains. We're right on the beach. We've got a balcony. And my son pulled me aside on the balcony and closed the door behind him. And he gave me a big hug. And he said, "Thank you so much for everything this summer. I'm sorry if I haven't been more appreciative." What?
Oh my God.
What? Who is this sweet little soul? And then my oldest, Max, who is not, he's not a words of affirmation, like physical touch kind of kid at all. But he did say that I earned the Mom of the Year award for the 11th consecutive year, which is how old he is.
Oh. Oh my God.
So that alone was just like vacation made. They will remember this time. We had so much fun with each other. And now I'm just very grateful to be home and to finally get our laundry done and just get right back to it. So that was my hot beach vacation. Tell us about your not as hot Alaskan vacation.
Seth and I went to Alaska, and it was epic. It was epic. Like, the cruise itself was awesome. The customer service was amazing. We met some cool people and saw so much wildlife, like bald eagles, otters, seals, sea lions, whales, porpoises. I think they're called doll porpoises. They look like a smushed version of an orca.
Oh.
Like, their markings are kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so cool. And like the scenery through the fjords, like we went to this area called the Misty Fjords. It lives up to its name. Like, it was foggy and raining, but it was so moody and cool. I was like, I feel like I'm on the film set of Twilight.
Yeah, for sure. What's the sun schedule right now in Alaska?
The sun sets at like 11 p.m.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it was so wonderful. It was so beautiful. I have so many pictures and videos. I shared some with you, but my favorite day was actually our first full day where we went to the Endicott Arm, which is where there's this giant glacier that meets the ocean. And we got to go out on kayaks and like just being next to these huge chunks of ice
that have been there for hundreds of thousands of years.
Wild.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. The bigger chunks of icebergs in the water, like we couldn't get very close to them on our kayaks because they still have a tendency to just like shoot up or fall over without any warning. And on a kayak, like you can't escape very quickly.
No.
So that was exhilarating. Like, don't get too close to the iceberg.
Yeah. No, the pictures you sent me were so beautiful and epic and just like shades of blue that are just so hard to find in nature. I loved Alaska. I would love to go back and do a cruise like that. There's so much.
Yeah, I mean, we saw just this tiny little percentage of Alaska, like we're on the southeast portion. There's a whole other state to explore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like, I absolutely want to go back and see more of it. But this was really cool because, like, it felt so intimate because we're on this small boat and there's no one else around. Like, we're just chilling in nature and, like, these pieces of land are just a few yards away from us. Like,
yeah,
it was rad. It was so rad.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And now we're back.
Now that we've caught up on life, let's get into the good stuff. I mean, that was good stuff, but whatever.
Yeah.
Today we're diving into some of the most unhinged, uncomfortable, and oddly relatable stories from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. We're talking boundary issues, awkward friendships, and a few moments that definitely had us saying, oof, I'd need a group chat debrief after that one. We'll read each story, break down the drama, and of course, declare who we think is the actual asshole in the situation. It's Judgment Day, classy lady style. Let's get into it. Deborah, do you want to start?
I do. Let's get into it indeed. This one is spicy. Am I the asshole for recording my friend's fiance at her bachelorette party and playing the recording for him? I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiance. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food. It was definitely a hit. At one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with two of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assumed she was referring to the wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point, I realized they were talking about my friend's son. I took out my phone and started recording them. The bride's friend said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said that it was too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when the topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend, and I played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording, he finished and asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would do, but haven't yet. I feel like an asshole for interfering, I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being an asshole?
D-Zam. This feels like straight out of a rom-com.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Little monster? Like, why do you want to marry a man whose child you hate? Does this guy have a lot of money? I have more questions.
I have so many questions. And the fact that the friends are also aiding in the pile-on of a defenseless child, and the fact that he's not old enough for military school, like, we don't really know how old this kid is, right? So it's like, are you talking about a 9-year-old that's kind of difficult to deal with, or are you talking about a 14-year-old?
I don't think she's an asshole. Like, you're looking out for your friend. She's friends with him first.
Right.
And he should know that his future wife kind of hates his kid. That's important information that he probably doesn't have.
100%. And I will say, as someone who has dated men with kids, there is a dance of like trying to get along with them, trying to find room in your heart. And especially as a mother, right? I always also had like a mothering perspective with my partner's children, right? It's impossible not to. If I see them doing something dangerous, I'm like, oh, okay, hold on, let's stop here. Or if they're asking to eat popcorn at 11 o'clock at night, my mom reaction is always like, okay, kids, it's a little too late to eat. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
when you're a mom, you kind of always have like that mothering instinct. I honestly cannot imagine dating someone with kids if I did not have kids. Because let's face it, most kids are assholes, right? Most kids are kind of the worst if you don't even have your own kids. So there is like a steep learning curve if you are not a mom and you're being thrown into the stepmom life. Now, having said that, you have to be all in as a stepmom.
Yeah.
You have to get to a point where you are going to care for this child as if it were yours. Because if something does happen to the real mom, then you're going to have that kid full time and you are going to be a mother figure to that kid. So I don't even know why you would want to get married and not really examine like, this kid's going to be in my life forever. And I think he is a little monster. And all my friends agree. Like, why would you even get to the point where you're seriously even considering spending a life with this man?
That's what I'm struggling with. Like, maybe the kid is an asshole, like you said, and maybe she really is struggling and she did try to have a positive relationship with him, but it's not working out. What kind of conversations has she had with her fiance about this? Like, is he aware? Has he tried to make any repairs or have conversations with this kid to like remedy the situation? Like, It seems like he was not aware of her feelings about this. And that is weird. Like, you're going into a marriage keeping things from each other.
Right.
That's not good.
You know what it's giving me? It's giving me Parent Trap.
Yes.
Parent Trap vibes.
You're so right.
Where she's like, I can't wait to send that little brat to boarding school. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So maybe she's thinking like once they get married, like they'll find a way to just sort of like maybe isolate him from his son or like get his son kind of out of there, which is so fucked up.
It's so fucked up. Is there an update?
Ooh, let's check. Okay, yes, there is an update. Yesterday, Friday afternoon, I got a text from my friend asking me to block his fiance's number. I was a bit thrown by the request and asked if everything was okay. He said he couldn't talk right now and asked me to just please block the number. So I blocked the number. I have this weird glitch with my Android Auto where if a blocked number calls me, it shows up in my recent calls as a missed call on my car's screen, even though my actual phone doesn't ring at all. I was driving later when I saw a ton of missed calls from her. There were so many, it exceeded what my car will show me. I kept the number blocked. Later, my friend's best friend, who was supposed to be the best man, called me and asked me if I had heard from our friend. I said yes and asked why. He sent me a screenshot from the fiance's Facebook talking about how people show you their true colors and saying she was newly single. I tried to call my friend, but he didn't answer. Tonight, I finally heard back from him. The long and the short of it is that he asked her about how she feels about his son. She said he's adorable and sweet. My friend played her the recording, and she asked where he got it. He refused to tell her, saying it shouldn't matter. She immediately guessed it was me. He refused to confirm that. She was angry that he wouldn't tell her I recorded her conversation and said she can't trust him anymore. She called off the wedding. Not a great update, but since so many of you were invested, I thought you'd want to know. Damn, he dodged a bullet.
For real, she called off the wedding. I can't trust you. Bitch, you lied.
You lied.
You kept from him how much you hated his son.
Yes. Oh, and the spinning and the posting on Facebook to just try to get sympathy. Like, no.
Deflecting.
Yeah, I mean, but we have to ask the question, like, do the ends justify the means? Does this outcome mean the poster was not the asshole for recording it because of how it ended?
Listen, was it ethical? Not exactly. But I think she really helped her friend dodge a bullet. Like, this marriage would not have ended well. Because, like, as soon as they get married, I feel like that's when her true colors would have started to show about how she actually felt about the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because now she's got them locked in.
Locked in, and any parent needs to protect your kids, right? So being married and having all the legal bindings of a marriage would have been traumatizing for the son, because now you're, involving your kid in like, oh, I thought she was my stepmom and where'd she go? And like, he did the right thing by confronting her so quickly. I can't believe that she tried to spin it around and break up with him. But yeah, I mean, I think this friend went to this bachelorette party not because she was friends with the bride, but because she was friends with the groom.
Yeah.
And she showed her loyalty to the friend that mattered, which was the groom, and ultimately saved him.
The kid is 2.
The kid is 2?
Yes. I just found one of her comments. She said one of the bride's friends said she wouldn't be able to put up with such a gross kid, to which the bride laughed and agreed it was difficult. Another asked if she ever wishes he wouldn't come up when he's always jumping in the water. She said no, but she also laughed, and I don't think laughter was an acceptable response to such a horrible comment. Another friend said if her son had stripped naked in public, she would slap him, to which the bride said she was too shocked to react. My friend's son is 2 and sometimes tries to take his clothes off outside because the summer has been so hot. I'm assuming they were referring to such an event.
Okay.
A 2-year-old stripping off their clothes. How weird.
No. I think this friend did the right thing. She stayed loyal to the friend that mattered. She made sure that her friend wasn't getting married to essentially Meredith from The Parent Trap. And I don't care if it crosses the ethical gray zone of should you record someone without their consent. In my opinion, the end justifies the means, not the asshole.
Agreed.
Messy.
Agreed. This is messy. Like, for a woman to hate a 2-year-old that much, like, I can't fathom. Like, you just hate kids.
Then you hate kids. Now, mind you, 2 is the worst kid, right?
Sure.
But if you can't handle a kid at their worst, you don't deserve them at their best.
And that's the thing is, like, if you're invested in this relationship with this man, you should be trying to learn how to parent a 2-year-old.
Right.
Because it doesn't come naturally.
Right.
And it sounds like she didn't even try.
No. She gone.
Icky. She gone. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Declared. Okay, my turn. Am I the asshole for sending my friends home after bringing their kids after I asked them not to? I, 35 female, am the only one in our friend group without kids. Oh, wow, I can identify. There's no sad story there. We just don't want kids for multiple reasons. As a result of us not having kids, our home isn't exactly kid-proof. I don't mean that in a way that it's not safe for kids, although that might still be the case, but in a way that we saved up to buy furniture that we really love, and we would like to keep our furniture looking nice. Furniture is expensive. When we invite friends, they tend to always bring their kids, and it has happened multiple times that their kids were jumping on our sofa, sitting on our design table, and creating stains on the walls and floor, etc. Whenever I look at our friends, they just laugh it off and say, "Welcome to life with kids," and emphasize that since it is my home, I should give their kids boundaries. Well, that's easy to say, but as I don't have kids, I don't know how to address kids. And I also don't think it's my job to teach their kids basic boundaries. You can't just start yelling at kids and dragging them outside. And that's the only instinct I have at those moments.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, we invited all of our friends over for dinner, and I told them it was adult only, since I put in a lot of effort to make a really lovely 4-course dinner for 12 people. Somehow, all of our friends independently, I think, decided to bring their kids anyway, as they thought it would be funny since they know that we don't really care for kids. So we had 9 kids running around the house, messing up all our stuff, while I had spent 2 days preparing a nice dinner. Next to it being annoying that their kids mess up your stuff, it also creates a completely different atmosphere when people bring kids to a dinner party, as all focus is on the kids. The focus being on how cute they are, of course, Not that they fuck up my home, of course. I decided to let it go, but did tell my friends multiple times that they were cunts for bringing their kids after I asked them not to, and they laughed it off. The day after the dinner, I saw that we had scratches on our new glass table and giant stains on our wooden floors, and a lot of glassware was broken. Parentheses, why don't you have plastic cups for kids? Luckily, I could fix the stains with a lot of work, and I tried to accept the scratches on the table. Now this week, one of our friends wanted to come by to lend some tools. I told them that they could come over, but jokingly said that I've seen enough kids for a while after the dinner party, and that they were welcome to lend the items if they'd leave their kids at home. When I opened the door for them, their kids came rushing in, and our friends started laughing. They thought it was extremely funny that I was so annoyed by the fact that their cute kids came rushing in. I was kind of fed up, so told them that they should go home and find somewhere else to lend their tools. They were shocked by my response and told me that I was a cunt. These must be
British
people. They were shocked by my response and told me that I was a cunt and it would only take 5 minutes to get the items they wanted to lend. Maybe borrow?
Yeah.
The way that she's phrased it, like they're borrowing tools from them.
Yes.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It would only take 5 minutes to get the items they wanted to lend and that their kids couldn't do any damage in the meantime. I agree that my response is very petty, but I don't think that I'm an asshole. Your friends sound terrible.
Yeah.
Your friends sound very inconsiderate.
I am just shocked at how disrespectful they all are collectively.
And why do they think it's funny to keep bringing their kids? Like, why is that funny?
It's not funny. It's completely entitled, and it is just so self-absorbed to think that everybody loves your kids. Newsflash, most people don't like your kids.
No.
I like very few children, and most of them are annoying to me.
Yeah.
Not my friends' kids, though. But even then, I see some of them have tantrums. I'm like, glad it's not me.
Yeah.
Glad that one's not mine in this moment right now.
Of course. And I will say, from the perspective of someone who doesn't have kids, my friends always ask, is it cool if I bring the kids? Like, they check.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they respect me, they respect my home, and they want to make sure that I'm okay with bringing kids that might potentially break something or fuck something up. And I get to decide whether or not I'm okay with that. And they respect my decision regardless. And that's how it should be.
Yeah. And part of me wonders if her role in the group is to be the battering ram almost. Like if she's the one in the group that kind of always gets the short stick and everyone kind of knows she always gets the short stick. So they think it's like a thing to just keep piling on, which is the worst. I mean, it's the worst place to be in. And I would really argue are these people even your friends? If they don't respect even small boundaries, which I don't even think saying, hey, no kids allowed is a small boundary. I feel like it's a very clear one. But if they're not going to respect something like that, then they are never going to respect any boundaries that you lay forth.
I agree. And I don't understand why the friends think it's funny to disrespect their boundaries.
Right. And it sounds like they were all in cahoots on that dinner. I think her instinct was right, that they all were like, you know what, guys, like, I'm going to bring my kids. I think it'd be funny if we all brought our kids. Like, let's all bring our kids. Because no way you're telling me that of all the couples that came over, none of them had a babysitter. None of them had that lined up. No, that was a coordinated attack.
Yeah.
And that's gross.
Yeah. Also, wouldn't you as parents, want a night off? Someone else is providing a 4-course meal for you. Don't you want to just, take a break?
Yeah. Take a break and, get a babysitter, man. Get a babysitter. And if they all are so close and their kids are obviously together all the time, then just maybe get 1 or 2 and everyone pools their money, if it's a money thing. Or if you really can't get a babysitter, then don't fucking come.
Yeah.
Then just don't go.
Yeah.
There's so many things that they could have done differently, and it feels like they keep making the choice to piss her off with the presence of their kids.
I do wonder, how direct OP is actually being.
Good point. Because
it sounds like not direct enough. And until like this last time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they're like, you're a cunt.
Right.
Like, oh, maybe you've been a pushover for a long time.
It seems like she maybe has. I mean, we don't know, but you are right. Saying like, hey, I'm going to have, an adult dinner. Would love for you guys to come to this 4-course meal. Maybe in her head, she's like, that is very clear that there should not be kids here. But if she did not expressly say no kids allowed, then maybe everyone took their liberty to say like, well, she didn't say we couldn't bring the kids.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like to be so flippant about the fact that their children are damaging her things, are getting on her nice furniture. Like if my kids are somewhere, I am so hyper aware of their behavior. Like, no, get off the couch. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for them. But like, I am always just making sure that my kids aren't trying to make other people's lives more difficult. So the fact that they're like, what can you do? They're kid, like that is the worst kind of parent to be around.
It's so disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
Oh, curious. You made a nice 4-course dinner and your friends brought their kids. What did you feed them? Surely you had planned only for 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do the kids eat? 9 fucking kids?
9 kids
fucking
is
kids.
Too many kids. And I'm annoyed for her just thinking about, like in my head, I'm picturing the house that we did our branding shoot at.
Yes.
And just kids running through there. I would have been such a nervous wreck the whole time. Like, oh my God, please don't touch that. Oh my God, don't put your feet on the table. Oh my God, please get off the bookshelf. Like that is so insane to me that you would think, yeah, let's bring all the kids over to a not kid safe house.
OP did reply to general comments. Thank you for all the great responses. I get the feeling that I should get different friends.
Mm-hmm. Chase that feeling.
I would like some advice on how to get child-free friends in the Netherlands.
100% I think that she should do that, especially if she knows that she doesn't want kids. It's not in her future, and that is 100% her choice. And thankfully for her, there are more and more women that are making that choice. So I bet you she can find, whether it's through Reddit or Facebook, TikTok, wherever, a community of dinks. Get in that dink community life, girl. Go on those extended vacays, right? Find someone that can go at happy hour on the weekends and do all the great things that a double income, no kids life can't afford you,
Yeah. She did make one final update. Wow, I really didn't expect this many responses to my post. Thank you for siding with me. It's really hard as a person who doesn't like kids in general to know if it's a me problem, as in I'm just being an intolerant, grumpy lady, or if I'm actually in my right to be annoyed and set up boundaries. From now on, I will not let them in if they have kids with them.
I wouldn't invite them over, period.
You shall not pass.
I would put a no kids sign on the front door. And I would also, whether she fosters one or adopts one, get a very hyper and not house-trained dog and go over to one of their houses and just let the dog go nuts, right? Just let that dog inside. It pees on the floor. Dogs. Hey, you don't have dogs. You probably don't know how to talk to the dog, but, oh, is it on your couch?
It's just what they do.
It's just what they do. That's what my petty ass would do, is just really tit for tat that situation.
But then that dog would be destroying your home as well. So
that's what I'm saying. You foster it, right? You don't or you borrow someone's dog just for the bit.
Oh, hey, you have a shitty dog. Can I borrow it for a sec? Can I lend it?
Can I lend it out, please? Thank you. Yeah, 100%. That's what I would do. But until that point, I say OP, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Your friends suck. Get better friends.
Yeah, a bunch of cunts.
Declared. Cunts declared.
Sorry, Mom. Am I the asshole for being friends with someone I slept with in the past? I, 28 female, am in a very new relationship with a guy, 29 male. We've known each other for a few months, but started dating about a month ago. Since the first real time spent together talking, we have basically been seeing each other every day and spent so much quality time together. I profoundly like him and see him being my person more than anyone else before. The problem started last night. I have a friend that I have met almost 2 years ago that I immediately slept with the day after meeting him. Things weren't working between us, but we were really similar, and he made me realize that we would really not be good together and that we could be very good friends, which is what happened. We've been very close friends since. He now lives with his current girlfriend on the other side of the planet, and we still keep in touch, more or less, every 2 to 3 days. I've told my now partner about it because this friend has had a big impact on my life. I have grown a lot as a person due to this friendship, but I also want to be honest and not start a new relationship that I actually want to keep with secrets. We talked for hours about it, and the conclusion is that I feel like this friendship could never be anything different than what it is right now. And of course, he feels uncomfortable with it. What would you do? Would you throw away your morals and cut contacts with a good friend to keep a potential relationship because when you met, you slept together? Or would you accept losing the person you've been waiting for all your life over this? I'm very confused and I don't know what to do. Spicy. So let's go back to a core value, I feel, of this Classy Ladies podcast, which is men and women can be friends under very specific circumstances, right? And the reality is, whether it is an ex-boyfriend or an ex-lover, you have to accept the fact that that person is never just a friend. They're a friend, which is a friend and, okay? They're a friend and we slept together before. They're a friend and we used to date, okay? You can never completely wipe that history off the books, in my opinion. And you also have to be comfortable with the idea that your previous dynamics might make a relationship partner uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's exactly like what I'm thinking. If he's uncomfortable, if you actually see potential in this relationship, I think having a conversation about, okay, I see where you're coming from. I'll talk to him about taking some space. But in the future, I would like to address this again.
Mm-hmm.
If she still feels like, I really miss having this friendship and I think you would get along, like he's in a committed relationship. He lives halfway across the world too.
Right.
But I think it is respectful to your new partner to give some space if he's feeling uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, 100%. I get staying in contact with an old flame or even an old boyfriend. But I think talking like every 2 or 3 days,
that's a lot.
It's a lot when you are in a brand new relationship. You know what I mean? And like, okay, so like full transparency, cards on the table. I have reconnected with an ex-boyfriend and we are in contact pretty regularly. This is a person that I have had in my life for the past 20 years. And for the majority of that time, one or both of us were in serious relationships. When we were in serious relationships, we did not talk every 2 to 3 days. We did not talk every day. Months and months would go by, but we would still keep in contact by way of email updates or a Facebook message here and there, because even though he's like my favorite person in the world and we could literally talk for hours about absolutely nothing, to have that dynamic while you're in a serious relationship is always going to be troublesome for a romantic partner to accept. So the reality is, the reason that you are in constant contact with somebody is because you're connecting with them on an emotional or a romantic level. And if you are trying to build a new relationship, you need to ask yourself, like, why aren't I giving that or getting that dynamic from this new person?
Yeah. And here's a thought. With this new guy that you see potential with, you have not built a solid foundation yet. He is trying to figure out whether or not he can trust you. And you need to show him that he can. And sadly, if this is something he's uncomfortable with, you have to prove to him that you respect his boundaries.
Yeah. sometimes you have to make sacrifices in that. Maybe you can come up with some type of arrangement that will satisfy both needs.
Exactly.
It could be boundaries of what you talk about. Like you could come to the agreement that like, listen, I want to keep this person in my life. They're not a threat to you. They live on the other side of the planet. They're in a relationship. But out of respect for you, I will not discuss our relationship or relationship problems, or really, I will not discuss that with this person, right? Because the minute you start to divulge your problems of the relationship you're in with someone who is not your romantic partner, you have shifted that focus to that third party and not your romantic partner. And now you're stepping into some dangerous emotional affair territories that are just not comfy for anyone.
Murky waters.
So murky. And now that person becomes your primary person. That becomes your go-to person to talk about the things that you really should be talking with your partner about. So maybe one boundary is like, hey, this is just somebody I talk about work with. We reminisce on old times, but I will not say anything sexual or flirtatious, and I will not discuss any issues or things of substance about our relationship.
Yeah. But I still, like, on top of that, I still think, like, the right thing to do is to take some space from this friend while you focus on this potential blossoming relationship.
Right.
And people do that anyway when they get into new relationships. You kind of fall off the face of the earth, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. She probably really needs to examine what she is getting out of this.
I'm reading some of the comments because I'm curious to see, like, these other perspectives.
Yeah.
Here's one. Not the asshole. Honestly, both of you have valid points. You're a good friend, and he doesn't have enough foundation to build on with you to decide if he's okay with your friendship. What did I just say?
Mm-hmm.
I agree everyone has a past, but if I were him, I would end it. It's new and honestly probably not worth the drama. Here's why. He's taking all the risk. He takes a chance, falls in love, then finds out he really doesn't like your friend. Then you say, well, I told you from the beginning, so it's your problem. Accept it or go. Then he's left either accepting it or moving on when he could have just walked away right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a right to not be okay with it. And you have a right to keep that friendship. It's just like, she is saying this could potentially be my person. And that's why I'm making the argument of like, you need to build more trust with this new partner and let him know that this other relationship is like not a risk to him.
Right. Because honestly, like you can even throw out the fact that like they slept together when they first met, right? They had a one night stand. It didn't work out. And then they stayed friends afterward. You still have something special with this person to continue to keep them in your life for so long. And so I think OP just needs to evaluate like, what is it that you're willing to walk away from someone that you said could be your person to continue to be, you know, somebody's cardigan across the country.
And, you know, she says this relationship has been really important to her life. We don't know why, but sometimes that's all a friendship does. Like, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You have this important friendship with someone. They provide so much growth for you. They help you see the world in a different way. And then your paths go different directions and you kind of just fizzle out. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to maintain this close friendship with them for them to not have made this positive impact on your life.
Yeah, I agree. I would say, okay, here's my take. One of you has to pay the price of admission to be in this relationship. Are you willing to pay the price of either totally scaling back or maybe even omitting this longtime friend that has been in your life to pursue a new relationship? But once you pay that price, you got to stick to that price of admission. Or is your new partner going to pay the price of admission and allow you to continue to communicate with someone that makes him anxious? And if neither of you are willing to pay that price, then this relationship will not work. Because if this friend is truly a soul connection, they're going to understand if you have to pull back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to talk to them every 2 or 3 days. And maybe you can come up with a compromise where like, look, I get it. Like, I can no longer just be texting this person all day long, but you got to understand if he reaches out to me and he needs me, like I want to be there for this person, and vice versa. Like, there are things that I'm going to want his advice on, his opinion on. And like, I don't want to feel like I'm going behind your back to seek out that connection with someone who is a genuine friend in my life. So there is a chance that you could meet in the middle and say, listen, this is not what you think it is. And like, I think we can fit this person into our lives without anybody feeling uncomfortable. But if he's not on the same page with that, then this will never work.
It will never work. And I think I'm going to add to that full transparency. Like,
yeah,
he should know every time you're talking to this friend and what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing should be a secret.
Yep. 100%. Passcodes open on phones, reading conversations. That person calls, you have the conversation in front of your partner. If it's really a you don't have to worry about situation, then
all of that should be okay.
There should be full transparency.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, are you the asshole? No. But I do think there needs to be some compromise happening here if you want to maintain a relationship with this new guy.
Yeah. Not the asshole yet. But if you do something shady, like talk to this friend behind your partner's back when you told them that you would not talk to them, then you will be the asshole.
Yeah. Declared. Okay, last story, and this is a long one. Am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend about a surprise birthday dinner his mom is planning, even though he hates surprises, and we just fought about hiding things? Hi, Reddit. I, 25 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 24 male, for over a year now. We're pretty serious, but we haven't told our families yet. Classic brown parents situation. So they think we're just office friends. His 25th birthday is in a few days, and here's where things get complicated. His mom is planning a surprise birthday dinner for him. She's invited our shared group of 8 friends and personally called me to be there. The plan is, I take him out for lunch, stall him until 4:30 p.m., ask him to go home and rest. You should really go home and rest, Deborah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Go take a nap. And then we all arrive later at the restaurant after his parents as a big surprise. This is a terrible plan.
Yeah, come on.
Amateurs. Here's the problem. He hates surprises. His parents didn't really celebrate birthdays while he was growing up. No gifts, no parties, just useful things only. And that shaped how he sees his birthday even now. It's not trauma, but it is emotionally loaded. He feels uncomfortable being surprised or having attention on him to the point where he tells us exactly what gift to get him so no one messes it up. Now the big twist. Just last night, we had a small fight because he hid something minor from me, a job thing, and I told him straight up that hiding is lying. We patched it up, but not perfectly. Later, I sort of accidentally hinted that I was also hiding something from him, aka this surprise dinner plan. He instantly got tense and said if I ruin his birthday with something he didn't ask for, it'll seriously mess with his mood.
Would she be the asshole for giving him the heads up? Is the quintessential question, though. Like, is that an asshole move?
Knowing that he hates surprises, yeah, she needs to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
That's her job as his partner.
Yeah.
Because you're always taking the side of your partner. You protect each other.
Right. You're on the same team.
But the thing is, she's afraid of his reaction. So, like, she's trying to protect him, but she's worried that he won't protect her. Mm-hmm. And that's what bothers me here.
That is a very good point.
She is between a rock and a hard place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair because this is a situation between him and his family.
Right.
But she's stuck between it.
And she is stuck right between it. She is stuck between making the mother angry. There's no coming back from making a boy mom angry. There's just not.
Someone's going to be mad at her, and it's not her fucking fault.
Right.
None of this is her fault.
No. I think the mom is the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, the mom should fucking know better. Like, why now,
Right.
after all these years, do you want to make a big deal about his birthday?
Right. When you probably caused the birthday trauma to begin with, let's face it.
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Are there any updates?
There's 2, actually. Edit 1. I haven't planned the surprise, by the way. His mom did. I was invited to the party. I have decided to tell him. Honestly, it had been making me feel guilty about hiding it. And it had me thinking about future rather than right now. Feels a bit unreasonable from my side, and it is very unfair to him. I will tell him about the surprise party, but I will also tell him to pretend to go with everything and just pretend that you didn't know about the party. We will practice his surprise face. Thank you, everyone, for helping me solve this conflict in my head. I realized that I had been wrong and was impartial with my decision because I didn't want to get into bad terms with his mother or his friends.
Okay.
So, final edit.
Okay. Do we have a post-surprise party edit?
Let me see. This is the final edit. I haven't read it yet. I told him a day before, which was yesterday. He was happy I told him and understood it quite well. He was anxious and didn't want to go and just hated the idea of everyone being in on it. On the other hand, he himself suggested he doesn't want to ruin his mother's mood and effort to surprise him. So he decided to have fun with it. He tried to delay the time, tried to tell his mom, let's go to different restaurant and all. He was glad I told him. I understand it was a very bad decision from my side. It was very unfair to him, and it was something I knew he wouldn't have liked. I am clearly an asshole, and I accept my faults and shortcomings. Oh my God, girl.
No, honey. Honey, no. You didn't do anything.
All you did was care about his feelings.
Oh, sweetie, get out of this relationship. And
into therapy.
Learn
to love yourself.
So bad. What do you mean you're the asshole or would have been the asshole? No, you are not. In any world were you the asshole. Oh, man.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to declare not the asshole. And I'm proud of the boyfriend for taking it well and understanding where she's coming from.
Yeah.
And she needs to not be so mean to herself.
Yeah. 100%. Find a little self-love, sweetie. Okay?
Like, that was so extreme. I didn't expect to read that. Like, I am clearly an asshole and I accept my faults and shortcomings.
Oh my goodness. No.
Honey. But
no.
She is 24. And I do recall being in that kind of mindset that age as well.
Ugh, not the asshole.
No. Mm-mm. Declared. Okay. Now it's time for our class act of the week, where we shine a light on someone who's shown real grace, integrity, and that unmistakable touch of class. This week, it's Deborah's turn. What you got, Debbie?
So mine is more of a theme, and the theme is pay it forward.
Ooh.
And how just one act of kindness can, just have a nice little trickle effect. So when we were in Myrtle Beach, we stayed at a hotel that was right across from what I could only describe as like a year-long carnival, right? There was like one actual roller coaster and the rest were like larger, better carnival rides with like carnival games and all that. So you could buy a wristband, which would give you access to anything, or you could put credits on a card and each ride cost a different amount of credits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were walking into the hotel and there was a guy who was packing up for his, what I assume is flight home. And he was like, hey, do you guys want my family adventure card? There's like 18 credits on it. We didn't use them if you want them. And, me balling on a budget over here. I was like, hell yeah, we'll take that.
Hell yeah.
So I took it. We, had a great time, bought some more credits, went on some roller coasters, all as well. Then I go to the aquarium with the kids on our last day. Aquarium tickets are not cheap at all. Either way, it was expensive afternoon going to the aquarium, but we bought our tickets, printed them out. I'm waiting in line. They do this thing where they take your picture first, so that way at the end, hopefully you'll buy it as a souvenir. And somewhere in that process, we got into the aquarium without ever having scanned our tickets. Okay. Part of me is like, I should have just tried this from the jump, right? But I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I have these tickets in my pocket and we're leaving. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pay it forward just like that dude did with his family adventure credit card, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a mom with 2 kids. And I said, hey, are you buying aquarium tickets? And she was like, oh, yeah, I got to get, this one and this one. And I was like, listen, they never scanned my tickets. And we just went through the whole thing and it's really expensive. So you can just have my tickets, And that saved her like $100, mind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Not quite the same as 18 credits at a carnival, but you know what? It's okay because I've been where she's been. I am her, gave her the tickets, and it just sort of opened my eyes to like all the different ways that you can just do small, kind things for people with literally not expecting anything in return. And today, even though this isn't really related, somebody had such a cute act of kindness at Aldi today. If you're not familiar with Aldi, it's just a step above a food pantry, if we're being honest, right? They don't always have the best produce. They've got very few variety of brands there, but it's very, very affordable. And you have to put a quarter in order to get a shopping cart.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the quarter back when you put the shopping cart back. So they have very few people on staff, which is how they're able to keep their prices so low. Somebody had put quarters in nearly every single shopping cart.
Mm.
Like, I went to pull mine, I was like, oh, there's already a quarter in it. And I look next to it, there's a quarter in that one, and every single one in the row. It's like somebody had come in the middle of the night, like a little quarter tooth fairy, and just pop, 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 pop.
A cart fairy.
A cart fairy. And it just like warmed my heart so much because one of the nicest interactions that you have at an Aldi is when someone's like, do you want my cart? And they just give you the cart with their quarter in it anyway. And you're always like, oh my God, thank you so much. Do you want my quarter? And they're like, no. It's just like a nice little way that humans are cute at Aldi.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that someone just put all the quarters in there so that like nobody had to worry about it, I just thought was so sweet. And now I'm going to try to find ways that I can take that energy and pay it forward to somebody else.
Aw.
I know.
That's lovely.
So lovely.
All these strangers, class acts, and you.
It's the little things. There's never anything bigger than the little things. There you go.
I agree. And sometimes those little things can make a huge impact. It can really make someone's day.
Really can. 100%.
Aw, that's great. That's a great class act. Good job.
Thanks. Pay it forward, everyone.
Okay, moving on to our favorite segment, Class or Crass. This is where we put our totally unqualified judge hats on and decide whether the situation is classy or crassy. Are you ready for this scenario?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Okay. After a friend overshares for the 5th time on IG stories, you screenshot it to send to your group chat, but only to say, is she okay? Is it classy to worry about a friend who might be going through it? Or is it crass to talk about them behind their back? This is my first time to read this. Like, I had no idea what our class or crass was.
Here we go. It's new to you.
Oh, this is interesting.
It is. On one hand, it's good to just get feedback from people, right? Like, it's good to just check in with the friend group and being like, did I miss something? Like, why is she only posting like quotes about like life being better on the other side? And like,
Yeah.
what's going on that I'm missing? Because like, this seems like a lot. But if you're really that good of friends with someone, you should probably just ask them.
If it was like our group of classy ladies, I could see where that would be beneficial because we all have different friendship dynamics with each other. And some of us know more about what's going on with someone than the others do.
Yeah. If that is your intention, then I think that it's okay to sort of ask the audience before you go right to the source. But if you're doing it with a little malice in your heart of like, what the fuck is going on? Why is she posting all this shit? That's dangerous territory. Even though maybe at the core you might be concerned, what you're really doing is kind of talking shit behind someone's back who is potentially going through a difficult time. And you actually might be stoking the flames for other people to act shitty too. Like you're almost giving the group permission to talk shit, and you're the one that started the conversation. So that's definitely dangerous territory to be in.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone is posting like that they want attention, if you are a good friend, you need to give them that attention and just say, what's going on?
Yeah.
If for no other reason, because maybe they'll stop once they finally get somebody to talk to them, you could be helping everybody out by being like, girl, we're going to put the phone down and we're just going to go through this offline for just a little bit,
Yeah. But at the end of it all, like you as the friend, if you're seeing a shift, if you see a shift, something's not right here.
Mm-hmm.
You could reach out to them directly, or you could talk to your friends first. Like, hey, does anybody know what's going on? Like, I want to reach out. I just want to make sure there's some information that I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think both routes are okay as long as your intention is to help.
Yeah. I will say there was one time where I had posted a Spoon song on Instagram, and I had wrote in the caption, I've been in a real funk all week, and this song just completely pulled me out of it, And that was not a cry for help. It was just, I wanted people to hear this song. I Spoon is one of my favorite bands. And one of my good buddies, my good guy friends, sent me a text message. Didn't even respond via stories. Sent me a text message and was like, dude, I saw your post. What's going on? Is everything okay? Because I had mentioned the part where I had been in a funk. I may have even used the term light depression,
Mm-hmm.
And it's say no more. What do you need? And just swooped right in. And I was like, oh man, nobody has actually asked me how I am doing, until this moment. And I didn't even realize that I was wanting somebody to ask me that until he reached out. So, whether people are doing it subconsciously or because they are desperately seeking attention, just go to the source, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So, yeah, it's classy to worry about a friend. It's classy to go to the friend group to discuss beforehand. I would say it's crass when you're just talking about them behind their back and then you don't do anything to follow up with it.
Exactly.
Then you're just gossiping.
And it's just gossip, yeah. So don't be an asshole.
Be a good friend. Be caring and considerate and pay it forward.
Okay, that's going to do it for today's episode. Some of these situations were a total maze of loyalty, honesty, and awkward boundaries. And I'm still not sure who the real asshole was half the time.
Same. And honestly, that's why we love doing these, because adult friendships and relationships are messy. They don't always come with a clear right versus wrong answers, but it's fun and a little therapeutic to judge them anyway.
We'd love to hear what you think. Who was actually in the wrong? Who needs to take a long look in the mirror? And of course, if you've got your own Am I the Asshole story or a moment where you weren't exactly the classy one, send it our way at artofclassiness@gmail.com. We'd love to break it down in a future episode.
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Art of Classiness. And if this episode made you laugh, cringe, or text your best friend about it, leave us a review. It truly helps us keep this little show going.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, classy is a state of mind.
So mind your classiness. Bye.